with me. Boss says you're to come back with me. Boss says you're to come back with me. Come on, let's go.
I told them no once already.
We've got work to do.
I'm not chasing that map. It's a fool's errand.
Boss
Sarah.
said to bring you back. Or bring back your... Sarah?
Is that so? Well, you'll never get that treasure now.
Time to die! Die, Noah!
No!
You can't hide from me. I knew I'd find you.
Nice cooked beef.
Sarah?
Pirates.
They serve the best sujama. For taste.
What news do you bring from Fort Frostmoth?
Worth every coin.
I killed the
I
general.
had my suspicions that he was undead. How else could he have survived for over 200 years? It's a shame. There are quite a few tales of General Carius's exploits, including the founding of Raven Rock.
You will no longer send ash spawn to Raven Rock.
Councillor Morvain told me to give this to you if you made it back in one piece. And you got rid of General Carius. Better than a soldier's pay, so you should be thankful.
Is it difficult commanding the Redoran God?
It can be. Even the most experienced warriors can fall prey to petty distractions. They usually didn't amount to much, but they make my job that much harder.
Petty distractions.
Some of my own men have become quite accustomed to a spirit they called Emberbrand wine. Despise the stuff myself. It's powerful and tremendously addicting. I've seen men fail to finish even a single flask. If I knew where they were stashing the bottles, I'd put an end to it myself.
I could track the stash down for you.
You would? That would be helpful. I just don't have time to do it myself right now.
And you reckon
They're
then?
too smart to have left it in the bulwark. I'd searched one of the abandoned houses on the outskirts of town.
Oh, that I found, right?
All of the soldiers in this town are Redoran Guard. Some of the best warriors that House Redoran has to offer. I've spent quite a few years honing their skills, and I can assure you they're not just your average city guard.
Yeah, sure. If we have such elite soldiers on this island.
To protect Councillor Morvain, of course. He has quite a few friends on the council back in Morrowind, and they wanted to ensure his safety while he was here. Other than that, I'm not at liberty to discuss it.
Alright. What's the unusual armor you're wearing?
Ah, this is bone mold armor. Quite impressive, wouldn't you say? It's fashioned from actual bone that's been reinforced with a resin-like material and then shaped to form the armor plating. It might appear brittle, but I'd wager it could stop the blow of a weapon better than iron or steel. Find me that stash of wine. I'm itching to be rid of it.
More like you want to have it for yourself, right?
Splendid. Another mouth to feed. Be careful.
Be careful.
If you're looking for supplies, talk to Feathers.
Damn, it's bigger than I thought. It's a lot bigger.
We'll set you up with whatever you need.
Okay. Raven Rock Mine. Okay.
I'll give you this one. If you're dealing with me, there's only one thing. No, wait. I recognize the name, but I'm not sure why.
To move whatever you can.
I don't know. I feel strange just thinking about it. A temple, maybe. Here on the island, something about a temple. Until next time.
It gets lonely out here, you know. That's not someone who lives in Raven Rock, I don't think. But it sounds so maybe. I can't help but think of some sort of temple on the island. Why would that be?
Can't get blood from a stone, Mojo. As it is, we can barely make ends meet.
That isn't my problem. I was clear when I loaned Garwin the money.
You haven't seen Precious Corellius, have you? That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again.
Where the fuzzle, all the fuzzle was.
No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill pickaxe. I'm talking about an ancient Nordic pickaxe. They don't exactly grow on trees, you know.
Can you just get the guard to find Precious?
I prefer to handle these things on my own. Look, if you see Precious, tell him to give me that pickaxe back, and I'll pay you for the trouble.
I notice the shadow mechanic.
Well, it's been a long time since someone from the guilds bothered to make their way out here. So tell me, how's my brother Delvin? Still spending his nights at the Ragged Flagon trying to win Vex's heart?
He's well.
Good to hear. Tam Layabout never even bothers to send his own flesh and blood a letter saying how he's doing. Can you imagine? Anyway, I suppose you're looking for work. Well, I got bad news. This place is drier than a damn bone.
Nothing
You're
at all.
gonna make some coin, eh? That's the spirit. I'll tell you what. The guild's got a problem out here that I've been trying to deal with for years, but haven't been able to handle.
These guys has a problem out here.
Don't look at me like that. I'm all alone out here, with no one to watch my back. And besides, it's really my problem anyway. I caused it.
What did
A
you
fellow
do?
Breton who went by the name Esmond Tyne showed up on my doorstep about a fortnight ago. He noticed the shadow marks like you did, and I thought he was one of us.
He stole something from you, right?
That he did, right out from under my nose. Can you believe it? It's my own formula for improved bone mold. Took me years to perfect.
Where's Montaigne now?
Well, before he ran off, he was talking some nonsense about trying to fence goods to the Reeklings at Castle Karstag. I told him he was crazy to even think about talking to those vicious little buggers, but he wouldn't listen. I'd bet a fat purse of coin that he's either dead or hiding out up there.
I'll get that from mule back for you.
You do that, and I'll make sure you're set up right. You won't be disappointed.
Is it because of your father? Or is it me?
No, wait. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't want to talk about a fine question, and the one that I hear most often from visitors to our town. I wish I had a more romantic tale to tell, but I was simply seeking my fortune and chose Raven Rock to ply my trade. Besides, knowing how to repair bone mold armor wasn't very useful in Riften.
Who taught
I
you
had a
that?
friend over there, a dark elf named Van Ryth, a very talented armor smith. Spent a lot of time with the guy swapping smithing techniques. Learned a heck of a lot, including how to repair bone mold. After he moved on to greener pastures, I decided to pack up, move out here, and put those lessons to the test. Been here ever since.
What's an ancient Nordic pickaxe?
It's the only tool tough enough to crack Stalrim, is what it is. Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Cresius borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I, traded them some goods for it.
Is that on a tube of
Calling
ore?
Stalrim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that.
I assume it's
I
rare.
don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do.
This is quite interesting.
You tell Cresius he better give that pickaxe back to me. Or find my pickaxe yet? Looking to protect yourself, or deal some damage?
More like selling some shit. They took arrows. Yes, please. Yes, please.
tell Crashes he been...
Yeah. God damn. Okay, it's a lot easier to do.
Give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
It's busier now that things are starting to look up. I guess I might stay a bit longer.
Let's go back into the mines. With those loading times. Come on, load. It's right there.
Damn it, woman. I said to leave me be.
Precious, last time you explored the mine, you almost fell to your death. I'm not spending the rest of my days as a widow.
And I'm telling you that I'll do whatever it takes to find my great-grandfather's remains. He's down here. I can feel it.
That was almost 2 centuries ago. There may be nothing left to find.
Just let me go, woman.
Precious, you're an obstinate old fool and you're going to get yourself killed.
Who in the blazes are you? Can't you see I'm busy? Why should I tell you? I don't even know who you are.
Perhaps I could help.
Maybe. Been difficult trusting people lately. They think I'm crazy. But mark my words, these mines hold a secret that could put Raven Rock back on the map.
The final discount. What sort of secret would be hidden here?
A secret the East Empire Company swept under the rug 2 centuries ago. It killed my great-grandfather and left Raven Rock with a worthless and tainted mine.
Who was your great-grandfather?
Gratian Kyrelius. He spent his entire life exploring ancient ruins across Tamriel. And he died in these very mines almost 200 years ago.
How did he die?
The East Empire Company called it a terrible accident, claiming that he was lost in a rockfall. But I know better.
What's your
My
proof?
wife and I were cleaning out our home, and we came across some of my great-grandfather's things locked in an old chest. I found an unsent letter he'd written to the East Empire Company, and a key.
What did the letter
It
say?
describes a discovery that was made in the mine by some of the diggers. They wanted Gratian to take a closer look. The East Empire Company must have felt it was of great value, as they locked that section of the mine off from everyone else.
The keys to the locked section.
It is. Well, I assume it is. I haven't been able to find the entrance.
Subtle proof of
Now you're
anything.
starting to sound like everyone else. I'm telling you, there's something big down there. Something that the East Empire Company wanted to hide from everyone.
Why are you telling me all
Look.
of this?
My wife nags that I'm too old to go traipsing around these mines chasing my story. Time's my enemy. It's caught up with me before I could find the answers that I'm looking for.
So you need
I
to
do.
look me up.
I want to know what happened to Gratian, and what the East Empire Company is keeping from all of us.
Any idea of where to start?
Gratian kept a journal of notes about his discoveries. If you can find his remains, I'm hoping it will help. Here's everything I have. The letter, the key. Please, do this for me, so I can finally regain the respect that I've lost. Look, I know I don't have much to go on. I have that unsent letter, and that's really it. But I also have a miner's instinct that's run in my family from before Gratian was even born. I may sound like a crazy old man to you, but I'm telling you, the tunnels here are solid. They would never collapse like that. She thinks that old age is out of my mind, that I'm seeing things when there's nothing to be seen. I realize she cares about me, but she has to understand that I can't rest until I find out what happened to Gratian. Then I'll settle down peacefully and never set foot in this mine again. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, even before I discovered Gratian's old things. I just hope both of you don't mistake my enthusiasm for insanity.
Chloe wants his ancient knot.
The damn fool doesn't even deserve to have it. The pickaxe was made for mining, not selling. I'll bet he stole it from the Skull in the first place. Oh, very well. Here. Tell him I hope he drops the thing on his foot.
Cool.
I recognize the name, but it's so strange. I feel like it's from a dream. Something
Why
about
you're
the
leading
Earthstone,
Cretius on, I'll
the
never
shrine.
understand.
That's it. That's all I can think of.
Foolish old man thinks he's 30 years younger than he is. He's going to get himself killed traipsing around the mine. He's convinced himself that there's some sort of conspiracy involved. We came across some old letters that belonged to his great-grandfather in our house, and he believes every word written in them. Cretius' great-grandfather worked for the East Empire Company. The letters mention some sort of discovery he was sent to investigate. There's really nothing remarkable in the letters. I don't know what he's so excited about. Gratian, correct? He was an explorer for the East Empire Company. They'd send him all over Tamriel when they had difficulties in a mining operation. Poor man. Can you imagine doing all that dangerous work just to end up dying at your own doorstep? It was a horrible accident, and he was killed when one of the tunnels collapsed. They were never even able to go down there and recover the body. The East Empire Company sealed that section off to prevent any more tragedies. Cretius is convinced it's a story cooked up by the company to cover up something else, but I don't know. My beloved is almost 80 years old, and I think the shock of finding one of his ancestors' things has left his mind a bit confused. I love him dearly, and I support everything he does, but I can't let him chase this silly idea, or he may end up joining Gratian in a rocky grave. I think so, but from where? It's difficult. Something about it doesn't feel... To understand how we met one another, you have to appreciate what he's going through. Cretius is a third-generation miner. All his life, he's lived and breathed nothing else. By the time Cretius came of age, the ebony mine in Raven Rock was shut down. He took that quite hard.
Or didn't he move somewhere else to find
Our home has been in his family for over 200 years. Leaving would have been like abandoning precious memories. Instead, he stayed on Solstheim and spent most of his life prospecting for a new ebony source. Sadly, it never surfaced. A decade ago, this drove him into a deep depression. He shut himself inside his home and refused to come out.
That's where you met?
After refusing to allow anyone to bring him food, Counselor Morvain ordered his door to be knocked down before Cretius starved to death. I was a temple priest at the time, and they had me use my healing arts to restore strength to his ailing body. I stayed for a while and cared for him, then... I suppose we fell in love.
Your priest of the
Far
temple?
from it. In fact, I'm no longer welcome there.
Why?
In all honesty, it came down to a disagreement between what I believe and what Elder Othraloth believes. I'd prefer not to get into the details, but let's just say our opinions about the current status of the Tribunal vary widely. Aloysius is aging, and I believe it's addled his mind. As the years have passed, it's gotten worse. He's become obsessed with his theories of I'm sure he's down there somewhere, buried under a mountain of rubble like the East Empire Company claimed. My greatest fear is that my stubborn mule of a husband will end up suffering the same fate. I'll gladly share my knowledge with you.
Oh, that's nice.
Be careful out there.
Mine can be treacherous. Try them.
Let me look at that ladder.
Lower sections of the mine. I've never been able to get that far.
Well, then let's go into the mines.
Who's there? I knew I'd have something. Done and done. Where'd you come from?
Nice.
Who's there?
can see nothing. Okay, alteration, candlelight.